Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Luke Wilson TV podcast. It's been a while. It is officially the Halloween season, and yeah, before I start tripping up on my words, let's just get into it, guys. Full stop. Ready? Boom, podcast started. So, I actually have a few things prepared for today, luckily. First of all, you guys are going to notice the camera angle change. This is actually not new. I'm actually editing a video right now that uses this camera angle, but instead of using my crappy Razer webcam, I'm using my official awesome camera. Actually, this camera right here. So, just in case you guys thought I was lying, this is proof that I'm not using my camera. I'm using my other crappy webcam. And if this video, if this podcast, sorry, I'm in the YouTuber thing. This is why I'm doing podcasts, because I want to branch out my content. I want to try my hand at all sorts of different things. But yeah, if this podcast ends up doing well, then I guess I should stick with the crappier camera. You know, there is actually, now that I think about it, there's actually not scientific evidence, but there's enough evidence to support a crappier camera means you might get more views or crappier quality. I mean, I know people they do shit posts where they make it look purposely bad. Those are my favorite kind of memes. But yeah, I kind of forget what I was talking about. But yeah, whatever. Sorry, I got distracted by a thought. See, this is why I need to be in front of a camera so that you guys can catch all these moments and figure out how I actually operate. But I was thinking about how you guys are probably not watching this and you're just listening. So hello, all you listeners. I'm definitely keeping you guys in mind when I'm recording this. So yeah, the reason I'm not using my camera is because it just can't handle that much filming. It can't handle over an hour of recording. I don't know how long this is even going to go, but considering I can talk to myself for a long time, I'm assuming it's going to go probably over an hour. But yeah, so what's on the agenda for today? Well, as you can tell by my skeleton shirt, we're going to be doing some Halloween stuff. There's a video, there's a Halloween video planned that I have filmed. Actually, I have a Halloween special filmed. I have a video, a big video, currently in the editing process right now. I'm about getting close to halfway done. And then I have this video, this podcast, which hopefully will go out tonight. But yeah, the agenda for today is Halloween things. So I do, actually, I've had this in my lap. I want to show you guys. It's awesome. So I have my costume for this year. It just came in the mail today. Got something in the mail today. These nuts. So we have the blue t-shirt, which is going to go on the bottom. Then we have the other blue t-shirt, which we're not going to use, or maybe we will. I don't know. Then you guys might see where this is going. We have the shirt that we're going to cut to fit. We're going to cut it into kind of like a cutoff, but we're going to leave, you cut off the sleeves. You don't cut off anything else. And then, of course, we have the pants to go with it. These are women's pants, but they still fit me. And the reason they're women's pants is because they were cheaper to ship. And then, of course, the creme de la creme, the piece de resistance, the wig. And I was going to do some stuff because, I know the hair comes down. By the way, this is Super Saiyan Goku. I have a little figure over there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to show you guys that in a second, but first I want to finish talking. Yeah, I was going to style this a little bit. I know you can curl the front, the side, the front down. I have no idea how to do that though. How to bring these front ones down. So, I don't know, maybe water. I don't really know, but whatever. For Goku, it's this front thing. If I'm doing Gohan, I think it's all the way up, or Super Saiyan 2, but whatever. Enough of me nerding out about Dragon Ball. Now I'm going to show you guys my Dragon Ball figurine. Pretty awesome. This is going to be my Luke's nerdy geeky thing of the day, whatever. It was video game of the day at first, and then now it's just random things. So I'll be right back. I love abandoning the podcast just mid-session. Sorry guys, I know it sounds quiet. Let me try and make it a little bit louder. Make my voice a little louder, that is. So yeah, over here, I'm bringing the whole house down on this one. So this was a gift from BBC Vlogs, Super Saiyan Goku. This is my costume, so I'm gonna try to recreate that as best as I can. Actually, you know what? Let's put him back here. Hopefully it doesn't fall over. And then we have sensu beans, and then, of course, all of the balls. Shenron's balls, guys, here on the Luke Wilson TV podcast. I hope that if you guys are, like, YouTube Premium members or whatever, you can get this. Actually, no. Let's leave Goku here. And let's put the Dragon Balls back here, too. I hope if you guys are listening, if you have, like, YouTube Premium, you can just listen to this. If not, I hope it's not too chaotic. Listen, it's only episode 3. I may not even ever hear myself speak again. I like to rewatch my videos, like, compulsively, to try and pick them up. What is up, man? You know what? I need some seltzer in my bod. I compulsively watch my videos over and over again, because I'm a perfectionist, and while some may point at that and say that it's like a sign of autism or something, that's not what we're here to test on the Luke Wilson TV podcast. Okay, we're like a good, like, how many minutes are we in? I'd say probably at least 5, 6.5. We're a good 6.5 minutes in. So let's get into our first topic, which is childhood Halloween nostalgia, and then I have parade written in big letters underneath it. Yeah, I actually do understand what this is supposed to mean. So, if you guys grew up in small town America, like I did, which wasn't really small town America because I grew up next to one of the biggest cities in the state, a suburb of the city, that is, we had like a little Halloween parade every single year, and it was always like a big deal. So it was like you'd have like the local marching band would play in it, which I was in for a couple years. So I was playing that in high school. There's always a 5K where people dress up as different like costume. Well, they dress up in costume, right? So you got like Santa. There was always Pac-Man and the ghosts that would run. I don't know. There was like superheroes and stuff, but people would dress up, and it was always really, really funny. It was always a good time. And even though I wasn't much of a runner until I got into like college, because I just had asthma growing up. Don't know if I brought that up before, but I am asthmatic. Yeah, it really sucks. So if any of you have asthma out there and know how much it sucks, I empathize with you. And yeah, running was not really my thing, so I watched my brother do a lot of running. My dad did a little bit of running here and there, and yeah, it was always fun. We'd like so we lived in town, so luckily we could walk to Main Street and see the parade, but you had to go out like in the afternoon or like the morning and set your chairs down. And I mean, it's kind of crazy to think that like in a town like mine, because my town, like at least on my side of the neighborhood, wasn't like super rich or you know, it was pretty much the hood. Like I didn't live in the hood, but I lived right outside of what I would 100% consider the hood. It was like, you know, I lived on a street full of like twin houses, and there were a lot of like really nice people who lived on my street over the years, but just a few streets over was a lot of like low income housing, a lot of crime and drugs, abandoned warehouse, which has been featured in some of my videos over the years. But yeah, it was kind of crazy that like nobody would steal our chairs, and nobody would think to steal our chairs if we put them out in the morning. It was just kind of like you leave the chairs where they are, because that's like your spot for the parade. So you'd come back at the end of the day, like 12 hours later, maybe like once you hit like 6 o'clock, 6:30, and you'd find your chairs, you'd set them up, sit down, be happy with the spot that you were able to secure, and yeah, watch the parade. They'd always throw out candy and stuff, and like it was fun. After a while, my cousins, like my little cousins, started coming, and it was more for them than it was for me, but I still had a good time. And like I kind of like I was home this weekend, and I filmed that. See, this, it's not going to be out by the time I record, or by the time I post this, because I'm trying to post this podcast like tonight. I'm recording this on the 24th of October. I really want to post this by tonight. And so far, there's nothing that I have to censor or cut out, other than like the beginning. So that's nice. But yeah, I was home this weekend and I was filming some stuff. I like saw my grandparents and my family. Like my parents were away. That's why I was home. But the parade was happening. And honestly, I kind of regret not like going and watching the parade. But because I get like, we're taking like 4 steps back here. But I like, the reason why I do a lot of nostalgia-based things is because, like, I have a lot of really, like, deep nostalgic moments. And you know what? I don't even care who this is going to be heard by, because not a lot of people listen to the pod anyway. So if you're here, then you probably already are just interested in the kind of person I am. I feel like I have, like, depressive episodes as much as any normal person. Like, sometimes I'll just be sitting there and I feel like I have no motivation or no self-worth or whatever for whatever reason. Maybe somebody mouthed off to me, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I just had a really emotional moment with, like, a movie or with somebody I know or something. But a lot of times I can get myself out of that funk by just saying, like, okay, monkey mind or monkey body, like, you know, you're just not motivated. You need to get up. You need to get inspired. That's, like, the biggest thing, is if you don't have any motivation or, like, anything to pursue, it's really hard to have any worth. That's why people pick up hobbies and projects that sometimes they pour their entire lives into. And I think, like, YouTube is kind of like that for me. Like, it's almost a crutch, where if I didn't have YouTube, I would need some way to get out my creative juices, or to motivate me to get out of bed sometimes, or to keep me from, like, you know, just doing things that are bad for me, like sitting and scrolling social media all the time, or, you know, doing all the other things college kids do. But you have to excuse me for the cough there. Basically, I don't remember where I was going with this. Oh, yes. No, I do. Hey, don't click off yet, or don't tap off. If you're working out, then quick, finish that rep and then listen up, because I just caught my bearings again. So a lot of times, well, the only exception to not being able to get out of, like, a depressive episode, and I'm saying this with, like, very loose fingers, because I wouldn't consider myself somebody who has depression. I know a lot of people. I've met a lot of people over the years who say they do, and I think it can be bad to assume that that's the problem. You know, it's definitely, like, I mean, I'm not even going to go into a big disclaimer about mental health and stuff, because I'm not a mean person, so I don't mean any harm by the things I say. But I'm just saying that I feel like some people use those mental health, like, barriers to excuse themselves, or excuse their behavior, or to kind of validate their awful feelings, because you want to be right about things, and you don't want to, you know, it's being lazy sucks, because you're not doing anything, but it feels good in your chemicals, but it doesn't feel good when you step back and think about it. So I think, you know, if you are somebody who suffers from depression or anxiety, I applaud you. I'm not even saying anxiety. I'm just throwing that in there because the two are usually interlinked, but I'm just saying that I think if you are really having problems getting out of bed, motivation, man, you got to find something to motivate you, or to get you excited. And if you have, you know, if you don't like the way you look, or whatever, it's really hard to change the way you eat. I think it's a little easier to start being more active, or things like that. These are all just, like, side issues, and I'm kind of going on a major tangent here, but basically I just want to say that if you have these problems, and I'm not a mental health expert by any means, I'm definitely just an armchair loser. I think you should definitely try to find a passion, because that has definitely helped a lot of people, you know, get out of those ruts. But back to what I was going to say, this is getting back to the Halloween side of things. The only time that I can't really get out of a depressive episode is when it's based in nostalgia. Like, when I'm just having a very, very vivid memory of my childhood, or the feelings that I used to have. Like, you know, I know some people are visual. I'm definitely visual. I'm the kind of person who can visualize anything in their mind. I can feel a lot of emotions, like, based out of memories and based in smells. Like, if I pick up a smell, sometimes it'll change my whole course for the day. It'll change my whole mental direction. But there's one. I guess I'll just describe some of these, just, you know, off the cuff right here. But one of them is playing with Thomas trains. And now, if you grew up in the 2000s or any other time period, you might have played with Thomas trains, like the wooden tracks that clip together, and you have the trains, you know. And I just had, like, for like last winter or something, I just could not get these just longingly, just these deep seated like emotional feelings out of myself about sitting on the kitchen, or not the kitchen, sitting on the living room carpet and playing with Thomas trains while Thomas was like on the TV. And like, I don't know if it's because trains were such a big part of my childhood, between like electric trains and Thomas trains and the train next to my house and the trains in like Steamtown, Pennsylvania. Any of my PA peoples, shout out. But yeah, trains, man. I like trains. Even ASDF movie. Like, I was a little older when those were coming out, but like the trains, man. For whatever reason, like trains had such a big part of my childhood, and I think just thinking about like another thing that really gets me in the nostalgia feels is getting down to a smaller level and experiencing the world, like crawling around on my knees or even lower, because you start to kind of like go back into, it's like when you've ridden a bike, or when you used to do karate or used to draw, or like when you basically go back to an old skill or an old thing that hasn't been part of your mind for a while, like some old muscle memory. It unlocks some emotions too. And yeah, just like going through my attic and looking through old yearbook pictures, that's as far as I'll tell you about this Halloween special that's coming out. But I looked through a lot of old pictures and a lot of old yearbook pictures, and man, like there's just so many things that just, come out that you don't even, it's amazing. And the entire idea of this nostalgia is so fascinating to me. And I think on the whole, people get it wrong. I think they pass it over and they just think, oh, nostalgia, oh yeah, like Super Nintendo, hell yeah. And it's like, you're really missing the point, it's like the homesickness. That's the closest thing I can describe. If you've ever had like a very, very, very deep sense of homesickness, that is the kind of nostalgia I'm talking about, where you will never get to see those images again. And even though you're never going to get to see the images from your math class yesterday ever again, or you're never going to watch this video ever again, or listen to this podcast ever again, it doesn't have the same importance as those childhood memories. And it's just fascinating what it does to you. Like, there's so much psychology and it's really fascinating. I am not looking forward to researching science and stuff, so you guys can do that on your own, or maybe I'll do it down the line in the future, because I am getting a little more technological with my stuff here. Let me just do a quick time check just to feel out what we're doing. Oh, hey, it's me. We're 20 minutes in, so I think it's time to go to. Oh crap! That was a thing I was gonna do. I was gonna do the Halloween candy tier list, man. So dang. Well, I don't really know how we're gonna do this. I think, you know what? I think it's not going to be a tier list in the general sense. It's going to be a tier list in the sense that it's going to be on my screen, and you guys are just going to have to look behind me. And if you're listening, then I will explain things so that you can listen. Or if you don't feel like looking, listen, guys, it's a podcast. I think I know what I'm doing. Tier list, Halloween, candy. There was one that I had that I wanted to add two things to, so I think I'll just talk to them on my own. Talk about them on my own, I mean, like separate. I think this might be the one. Now, see, yeah, these are okay. I'll just do it. I'll just do this one. Okay, guys. All right, class. Let's listen up, class. We're going to be talking about candy today. So, first one, Reese's Cookies and Cream. I am going to go ahead and say last gone, first gone. Wait. Okay, so this is ranked A tier being the first ones you eat, and the bottom one being the one that you eat the least, that you hate. So let's start off with Cookies and Cream. See, I wish I had more people on this freaking podcast, man. Every time I ask people, they're always like, no, I don't want to do it. So you know what? When I'm famous, you're going to be begging for a spot on this pod, man. You better hold on to your chair, or it's going to slide out from underneath you and smack you and say you're missing an opportunity. Okay, Reese's Cookies and Cream. I'm going to just come out right ahead and say overrated as hell. Sorry, but I really never got the huge drive to cookies and cream, Hershey's. I'm not the biggest white chocolate guy. It depends. I wouldn't eat it like straight up. Like if you gave me a chocolate bar of white chocolate, I'm not chomping on that thing with my chompers. No thanks. I think it is a little overrated. I think it's a little too acidic. You know, the milk is already pretty acidic in a Hershey bar. Something about it is just instant acid reflux. So I'm going to have to go ahead and say Hershey's Cookies and Cream is not the last gone, but it is certainly close. We're ranking Hershey's Cookies and Cream at a B tier. Next up, we have Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. This one is an automatic S tier, but I will talk about it just a little bit. So, as I've already revealed to you guys, I live in Pennsylvania, which means I have a deep-seated history with the Hershey stuff. I've been to Hershey Park quite a lot, and I mean, even with that, like, you know, living in Pennsylvania, I also live near Philly and New York and DC, and, you know, let me just say, if you're out in the Midwest and you're like, oh, if I lived that close to Philly or that close to New York, I would be there all the time. Not really. It's one of those things where it's like if an opportunity comes up, like I'm going to New York in a week for a school trip. If the opportunity comes up, which it's more frequent, then yeah, sure, I'll go. But it's not really that way with Hershey, though, as being a Pennsylvanian. I love going to Hershey. It's not that far out of the way for me. Sorry, grapefruit seltzer's making me burp here. It's not really that far out of the way for me. So it's nice even to just not even go into the park, but just to do the chocolate world, which is like the ride that like teaches you how the chocolate's made. It's not even real anymore, and they redo it all the time. They're adding all these cows. I don't need all these freaking extended characters in my Hershey cow cinematic universe, but yeah, Reese's, despite living near Hershey and eating Reese's for Easter and Halloween and Christmas and pretty much all year round, I love it, dude. Reese's is the bomb. And let me just tell you, I don't remember if I've had this before, but actually, you know what? I think I have had it before. If you make a s'more and put Reese's peanut butter cup on it instead of chocolate, and you still apply the same logic, let me just quick do a breakdown for you. So, you take your 2 graham cracker halves, you set them next to the fire, you put the chocolate, or in this case a Reese's peanut butter cup, on the cracker next to the fire. It melts it, right? It gets everything nice and toasty. You cook your marshmallow to perfection in the fire. Don't light it on fire, or maybe, I don't know, if you want some texture or some cancer, you can do that. But yeah, smash it on there. Marshmallow peanut butter, underrated combo. A fluffer nutter sandwich. I don't think Elvis had marshmallow on his big freaking sandwich, but peanut butter is still cool. Yeah, okay, that's the peanut butter tangent's over. Kit Kats are another S tier. Kit Kats, again, they give me that like weird acid reflux. I think that's like a thing. Now that I'm older, that's kind of what I associate with like candy bars, because I don't really eat that much candy anymore. If I'm going to eat sugar, it's not going to be soda, because I drink diet soda. I know I'm going to get freaking crystal P kidney stones and die when I'm older, but I don't care. It tastes good, and I'd rather die. This is my tagline when you talk to me about diet soda. I'd rather die a horrible chemically crystalline death than be fat, because I drink so much soda that if it was sugar, if it was like the sugar kind, geez, man, there'd be some Nutty Professor Clumps action up in here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Kit Kats used to be a favorite of Bryn's before she got gluten sensitivity, which now we believe is celiac. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But yeah, unfortunately, she can't have Kit Kats anymore, but I still like them. And if you ask me how to eat a Kit Kat, you snap it and break it, or you chomp it and you whatever. Just freaking eat it, dude. It's food. Okay. Next up, we have 100 Grand. Now, I think 100 Grand, there's something in there. It's not nougat, and I don't think it's peanut butter, but it's the crispy Crunch Bar outer coating with the caramel. I don't know, but I really, really like these multi-tiered ones. I think, actually, you know what? It's going in S tier too. Basically, the reason why I'm putting these all in S tier is because I don't really distinguish between them. It's either really good or really bad, but we'll see if there's any logic to that down the line. We might have to move some things around, but 100 Grand Bar is really unique. Like I said, it's got that crispy coating with chocolate and rice crispy type things on the outside. It's got caramel, and then it's got something kind of dense in the middle. I don't remember what it is. It might be like a peanut butter nougat or something, but it's really good. I do like 100 Grand Bars, and they don't get appreciated. It's like one of those grandma candies that, like, you go into like a candy shop and it's like, hey, and then you're like, you know, this is old fashioned. It's kind of cool, and then they're like, yeah, but in reality, it's just underrated. Underrated. Reese's Pieces, I don't know, man. I need to come back around to Reese's Pieces because I had a traumatic Reese's experience, a TRE, when I was younger. Basically, I'm not going to explain the entire thing, but let's just say I came into the possession of a 5-gallon bucket full of Reese's Pieces. This is not a lie. This is real. A 5-gallon bucket with a blue bag full of Reese's Pieces inside, and something changed after that day. Not after that day, but in the days following. I had a metamorphosis of tongue, and Reese's Pieces aren't doing it for me anymore, man. I had them in some ice cream, and it was fine, but they were just waxy, and it's like, I don't know, man. You're going to have to convince me a little more on that Reese's Pieces energy. For now, they might, low-key might be the one, they're worse than the cookies and cream, gotta say. For as passionately as I spoke about cookies and cream Reese's, cookies and cream Hershey, Reese's Pieces is not as good. Sweet tarts are amazing. I am a big sour candy enthusiast. I love me some sweet tarts, baby. Especially the giant sweet tarts that you have to like cut with a knife and then you do bad things to your hand by accident. I love sweet tarts. They're sweet, they're tart, they're chewy, they're gummy when they're big, and they're chalky when they're small. I don't know. They're freaking good, man. Pretty good. I don't think there's much more that needs to be said about that. They're just a very refreshing, fruity surprise. Again, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Not the last two, but the first two. Okay, next one. Three Musketeers bar. Now, boy, do I have a story for you about Three Musketeers bar. So if you had older siblings, you discovered things through them. And one of the things I discovered through my oldest brother was how to store food under your bed. So I remember distinctly crawling into Andy's room because a lot of times I would say, hey, Ben, guess what? And he'd go, shut up. Brah, you're annoying. And then I'd go, okay. And then I'd go, do. Hey, Andy. And then he would just also kind of ignore me, but he would tolerate me a little more because I was less annoying to him, I guess. But yeah, he had a half-eaten Three Musketeers bar under his bed, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. So I did it too, and I did it with milk, and I did it with lemonade, and I did it with, I think that was about it, unless my memory's blocking some things out. But Three Musketeers, man, on their own, what a pleasant surprise. Actually, no, never mind. I'll put Three Musketeers. No, I'll give him an A. You know what? We're gonna start reorganizing some things now, so just give me a sec. Three Musketeers, I'm putting this in A, and you know what? 100 grand. I don't know. 100 grand doesn't scream out to me like Three Musketeers does. Pixie Sticks, Pixie Sticks, I'm not eating those. It's just sugar, dude. Like, I already feel guilty enough. eating the sugar, but Pixie Sticks, you don't have to slap a little pretty label on it and try to make it feel better. Airheads, baby. I love Airheads. I think they're kind of on par with Sweet Tarts. They're not my favorites, but they're up there. A lot of this stuff just gives me that heartburn feeling just by looking at it. I mean, Three Musketeers, Airheads, 100 grand. A lot of them do. Bit-O Honey is the next one up on the list. By the way, I don't have really any emotional connection to Airheads other than when you get them in your Lunchables. But Bit-O Honey, I do have a little bit of an emotional connection to. Bit-O Honey's going in A tier because my mom really likes them, and I always thought they were good. They take a while to eat. You know, you gotta really chomp them up. So take that how you will. Let's see. I really hope that this is recording my voice. It is. Okay. Just because I've had technical difficulties in the past. Okay, Crunch Bar. I don't know, dude. When you put the Crunch Bar next to the freaking 100 grand, like, there's a clear superior guy here. And I'd say Crunch is better than the Hershey's Cookies and Cream, but definitely just a standard chocolate bar. Like, you gotta innovate a little more. I don't know, man. Necco wafers. I don't know. I mean, I'd eat them, but I don't know. It's between a B and a C tier. I feel like. I'm just going to change these to their respective names instead of just having them be, you know. I realize I'm not showing you guys my my thing here. Let me actually just pull it up low key. Let's just do it. Is this it? Oh, it's because this is on top. There we go. Okay, so then we just go F11, and then we take me and minimize me, mini me. There we go. We're making progress. We're doing the live streaming thing. Let me just scoot this guy over a little bit just to make it a little bit noisier. But yeah, okay. So, Sour Patch Kids, S tier, baby. This is one of my favorite candies ever. I don't like how squishy they have been in recent years, but yeah, nerds are just gross. I'm sorry, they're just gross. Like, nobody wants little bits of food. It's like when you get chicken, like boneless wings, and they give you like the little nuggets. It's like, I'm sorry, but it's like poop, dude. Like, anything that resembles poop, I just can't eat. There are some exceptions, like cereal I'm fine with, but when it comes to, like, I don't know, like raisins and like beans and rice and beans and like nerds, I get a little weirded out. Good and Plenty, yeah, screw these guys. Just kidding. Good and Plenty's are an S tier. I bet you didn't see that one coming. They're awesome. Honestly, would I put Good and Plenty's above Reese's? I think I might. I'm gonna put Sweet Tarts above Reese's. They're all pretty equal, but this is just a rough estimation. Crunch is definitely better than Cookies and Cream. 100 grand, I'll put that above Three Musk. And Bit O' Honey, yeah, they're pretty much equal, but Twizzlers, straight into the trash. They're disgusting. I just can't do Twizzlers. It's wax, dude. Like, why are you eating wax? Why are you permitting yourself to torture yourself like that? Let's see, Dots. I'll eat some Dots, man. Give me them. I like Dots. I like the way they get stuck in your teeth. I remember an old rumor, not sure if this is true, that if you ate a whole box of Dots, you'd poop your pants. Could be true. But don't ask me for no confirmation. I don't get no confirmation. M&M's have come around, man. I like M&M's. I used to hate them, but something about them, dude. I feel like every M&M is just pretty fire. Like pretzel M&M, cookie M&M, fudge M&M, peanut M&M, almond M&M. I don't know, dude. What's next? Cashew M&M. It's gonna be all twisted. What's the M&M's face gonna look like? Is it gonna be a U, or is it gonna be like a macaroni guy? I don't know. What is this? Gum? I don't know. I ain't trusting no gum from no Halloween basket, man. Andy's Mints, baby. S tier. I would say I'd put mint chocolate over peanut butter chocolate. Any day, actually. Honestly, I'd put freaking mint chocolate Andy's Mints at the very top. You know, these are, if you didn't know, these are the Olive Garden mints, but they are actually the Olive Garden mints. So if you live in the United States and there's an Olive Garden that you live nearby or that you've gone to and you've gotten these mints, they are actually Andy's brand mints. You can scratch the Olive Garden foil and actually get an imprint of the Andy's mint. It's cool. Runts candy is kind of in the same vein as Sweet Tarts. I like them a little bit more because I like the crunchy, the different shapes, the varieties. I like the banana. You don't get a lot of like that powdery. I just like it, man. My mouth is actually watering thinking about Runts. I haven't had them in a long time. Laffy Taffy. I don't know, dude. This is funny. I'm like, this is really, I don't know if you guys ever did this, but me and my brothers always sorted our candy into piles of each kind of candy. And we would trade, you know, for the ones we wanted or the ones we didn't want. Laffy Taffies We'd always get them, but I don't like them except for the banana ones. I used to hate the banana and love every other one, but I've come around full circle. So just because of the banana, I'm going to put it in B for banana. But the other ones suck, so let it be known. Werther's Original, put these guys in A. What a classic. Sitting in church. My mom's got a bag of them in her purse. You know, same thing with like Altoids or whatever. Man, Werther's just take me back. It's a very nostalgic candy. Not a Halloween candy, I would say, but a classic and a staple. And something that should be nationally recognized, goddammit. These weird strawberry candies were pretty cool. I don't know. They're better than all these ones, but they definitely aren't going to be like my first pick. For those listening, it's like those foil strawberry-looking candies. Kind of weird. Don't know. Don't ask. Hershey Kisses, I don't know. They're kind of overrated too. I just don't like plain Hershey's chocolate as much as I think I do. And for that reason, I'm putting Hershey's milk chocolate in B tier as well. It's the best. Well, Crunch is better than Hershey's. But, like, I don't know. Regular Hershey's chocolate, I mean, when there's so many other options, you got Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, same price. Like, a lot of these candies are just super cheap anyway. So, like, I'm just going to go for the one that I am most familiar with. Now, Mike and Ike's are going up into S tier, baby. I love Mike and Ike's. That, if I'm going to see a movie, Mike and Ike's are my candy of choice. Or, no. See, I was going to say Sour Patch Kids, but I don't like how they get crap everywhere. Like, the dust. So, Mike and Ike's and Good and Plenty's. Man, if you're going to get me, like, candy, these two are a sure hit right here. Because I love me some licorice, and I love me some fruity, Mike's. My dad, this is a little tangent about candy, a tangent, if you will. My dad actually used to own a bunch of candy machines, and he'd stock them with Mike and Ike's. So, like, it was cool. We always had, like, a candy machine in the basement, and it's, like, cool stuff. I don't remember where I used it, but let's jump around here. Apple, nobody ever had apples. Sorry, but nobody ever did that. Tootsie Pops are going to number 1 S tier. My grandma used to give me the Tootsie Pops, so I got a big fond memory associated with that. Gushers are not Halloween candy. Get that out of here. Same with Raisinets. Like, who's giving those out, bro? Toothbrush. Now, toothbrush was a thing. It is going into the trash, but let me just say, there was a guy on my street who handed out toothbrushes on Halloween, which was kind of cool. I mean, it's cooler than a pencil. Werther's, again, Werther's are just going with the Werther's, man. Same thing, like, whatever. Mr. Goodbar. See, now, Mr. Goodbar is, on the surface, it looks like just a Crunch bar with peanuts instead of rice, or just a Hershey's bar with peanuts instead of nothing, or a cookies and cream bar with peanuts instead of cookies and milk chocolate instead of whatever the white chocolate is. Yeah, but no, Mr. Goodbar is good. And we used to get the little bricks, like the little ingots of them. All you Minecrafters out there, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we used to get the Mr. Goodbars for Halloween, and I always liked them. Honestly, I would eat Goodbar before Crunch. I'd eat it before Hershey. I'd even eat it before 100 Grand, man. Honestly, Goodbar's climbing the ranks right now. Oh, Almond Joy, baby. Hell yeah. Almond Joy is probably my favorite candy bar ever. Number 1 Victory Royale. Snickers, you used to be my favorite, but you're going in A tier. And let me just do a quick little comparison here. So, Almond Joy and Snickers, they're both chocolate, nut, and other, right? Almond is a chocolate covered coconut with almonds on it. And Snickers is a peanut caramel peanut butter chocolate nougat bar, which is good, but I don't know. I just think Snickers is a little overwhelming. Like, I don't know. It is really good, and it does satisfy quite a bit, and I'd say Snickers is one of my favorite candy bars. But compared to an Almond Joy, dude, like, Almond Joys, man, there's something there, man. They really nailed it. Baby Ruth, I don't have an educated opinion on this, so I'm gonna put it in B tier. Put it above Crunch. Caramel Apple Pops, dude. Now these deserve their own video. I might actually make a whole video on these somewhere down the line, but let me just put Caramel Apple Pops, baby. These guys are going up towards the top. I'll put them right over freaking Almond Joy. I don't care. Dude, they're so good. Like, I want to actually buy a bag of them. I might actually do that. Like, just for the Halloween spirit, I might buy a bag of caramel pops. Because, like, they're, again, there's, like, something, it's so unique. And it's, like, one of those candies that you think you can only get in, like, a Dollar General. But, like, you know, they have them in Walmart and in, like, the grocery store, local grocery store, Lidl, Weiss, Food Line, whatever, Kroger. They're so good. And it's literally just caramel and a green apple lollipop. But the flavor is so... Whoever discovered apples and caramel, really, that is something. It is such an odd connection between two things. It's like apples and... think about this. Bananas and caramel. Like, it's just bananas and caramel. Pears and caramel. But I think apples and caramel makes a new flavor profile. That is what it's got. What is this? Is this I don't know what this is. Is that a Malomar? Is that what that is? I don't know. I'm just going to assume this is a Malomar. I tried like a peanut butter, not a peanut butter. Well, it's a peanut butter cup, but it has marshmallow instead of peanut butter. Not that great. So put this in C tier. Double Bubble. Definitely the best kind of bubble gum. I'll put this in S tier. Double Bubble is on my list. Swedish Fish kind of had a fall recently for me. I'll slap it right in the middle of A tier. My brother used to love Swedish Fish, and we'd always eat them. But yeah, I don't know. Blow Pops, pretty good, but not my first choice, I would say. Probably going pretty low. These weird... Now, this says Fireball, but these generally were just like the weird, like, single-bagged gumballs and stuff. I don't know, dude. Trash. I got to a certain point where I just started putting my candy... I started giving it to my mom to hand out to her students, and... Even when I was a kid, I would do that with these freaking single packaged gumballs and stuff. Okay. Heath. Again, Heath is pretty underrated. I'm not going to put it above a Snickers or a Good Bar or 100 Grand or a Three Musketeers. But I do like the way it gets stuck in your teeth. I like the flavor. I think Heath is kind of like a lost art, man. You never hear much about Heath anymore. It's like, you know, it's awesome. Butterfingers. Got to go to S tier. I love me Butterfinger. It makes a mess, but other than that, very tasty. By the way, we're just kind of abandoning the ranking here. Things are still being ranked into their categories, but I'm not going out of my way to organize them based on how much I love them. Tootsie Pops are going in the trash, dude, or Tootsie Rolls. Tootsie Pops get a pass. Tootsie Rolls, it's poop, dude. Like I said, I can't do anything that looks like poop. Even though arguably all of this looks like poop, all the chocolate at least. Milky Way, I think Milky Way is better than Snickers, especially the dark chocolate Milky Way, but that is not what this is. I'm just going to rapid fire the rest of these guys because we still have a couple more things to talk about on this podcast. Let's see. So we're only at topic 3 out of everything. Okay, I mean, I think we kind of got it. I think after we do this tier list, we're going to do one more surprise thing. So stick around and bear with me, please. I'm also going to keep the camera here because I think if I expose myself for being a war criminal, it's already too late. So these flavored Tootsie Roll things are better than Tootsie things. But let me just say, I'm only eating the vanilla flavored ones, dude. You got your green Tootsie Roll, your yellow Tootsie Roll, your pinkish reddish, your reddish orangish, and your blue, which is the vanilla. The vanilla ones are awesome. The rest of them, I don't really know. Now and laters, these are a classic staple of the 2000s. I mean, just look at that logo. It is like a graffiti looking logo. I remember them being they were called Now and Laters because you could suck on it now, and by the time you were done chewing it, it would be later, I think. That might have been the premise. So, yeah, I don't know. Nothing crazy. But what is crazy is this Payday Bar. Payday Bar, honestly, Payday is up there for me. Butterfinger, no, you're not up there. Payday is one of my favorite candy bars of all time. It is one of the only candy bars that doesn't give me, like, instant heartburn, and I just love the peanuts, dude, and the saltiness. I'm a big salt guy. I put salt and pepper on everything. Again, I have to drink a lot so that I don't get, like, kidney stones, but and I also have to take other minerals so that I'm not peeing out all my minerals when I'm peeing out all my salt. Yeah, I don't know. But Paydays, man, if you are looking for a new candy bar to try out, might I recommend one of those bad boys. Fun Dip. Fun Dip was always... Actually, you know what? Fun Dip was one I would look forward to because I wouldn't really get it other than Halloween. So I'm going to stick this guy... Actually, I'm going to put this in an S tier because it's just good, okay? I'm not going to justify myself. Junior Mints, for the same reason that Andy's Mints are amazing. Love me some Junior Mints. My only gripe with them, and the reason why I don't bring them to the movies, is because they get smashed and gross. Milk Duds, another S tier. Always look forward to Milk Duds. I would always trade for Milk Duds. Something about them. They're just like cold, and they're soft, and they're hard, and there's just so much going on there. Twix. Again, Twix is one that grew on me over the years. I'm putting this one in S as well. I just like the cookie. Like, Twix is like one of the only candy bars that has a cookie in it, right? Unless I'm totally missing something. Whoppers, too. Whoppers, surprisingly, if you would have asked me 2 years ago where I'd put Whoppers, I'd throw them straight in the garbage. But something changed, man. I tried Whoppers one day, and, yeah, I don't know. My whole opinion on them just flipped, dude. Like, I used to hate them. I thought the malt flavor was gross. I did like malted milk and stuff, but I just wasn't a big Whopper guy. But that changed. It all changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Warheads, baby, S tier. You know me with my sour candy. Love me some Warheads. The only problem is that you can't eat a bunch of them, or else the citric acid will literally start melting your tongue. That happened to, what's his name? What's that guy? The freaking food challenge guy with the backwards baseball cap, really big guy. Buff dude, not like fat, like muscular, big. I don't know his name, but he did that Warhead challenge and it burned his tongue. Fruit roll-ups are not a Halloween thing. I'm sorry, but I'm cutting it off here. Gummy bears, these are an S tier. Although I do like me some sour gummies. Regular old gummy bears, Haribo, are a classic. And I like Haribo because they're just so chewy. Like, you really got to work for it. It's really a good josser size, you know, to do that. And I like keeping my complexion, on its toes. So if y'all ever want some josser size, consider switching to Haribo. Hot tamales, I don't know, dude. It's not really my thing. Like, I'm not going to throw them in the trash, but I'll give them to somebody else. I'm not a big hot tamale guy. Now, Skittles is another one. Okay, peanut M&Ms are going up into here. I already talked to you guys about M&Ms. I like peanut M&Ms. I don't think they're the best kind of M&M. They're an S tier, but I think there are other. I think the fudge M&Ms, the almond M&Ms, at the very least, beat out peanut M&Ms. But what was I saying? Skittles is one that I always got. Skittles, can't eat them today because it's just solid sugar. I feel too guilty eating them. But yeah, we would always get like 15 packs of Skittles. Not big packs, but like the square ones. Thank you. Traffic downtown. Lemonheads are another one. Lemonheads are going in S tier, man. I love Lemonheads. Like, we used to get them, I think, for Christmas a lot. They used to be way more popular than they were. And see, my mouth is watering just doing this, but you could bite off the outer layer of them and just be left with like the hard, crunchy part. That was always a good time. Jolly Ranchers, S tier. Jolly Ranchers, might I say, are one of the few candies that I will actually buy. Like, I will go out and say, I'm going to buy them. I'd say Almond Joy, Sour Patch Kids, Payday. All five of these guys up top. We got Caramel Apple Lollipops. We got Jolly Ranchers, Sour Patch Kids, Almond Joy, and Payday. I'm very comfortable saying that I would buy these. Like, I don't buy candy, but I would buy these guys. Maybe some other kinds of M&Ms, but unfortunately, we only have peanut and normal on this list. Ring Pops are fun, man. Come on. I can't lie to you guys. I have to say that I always did get Ring Pops, and I always looked forward to them when I was younger. And I just got a Ring Pop the other day, and it was like a little trip down nostalgia lane. You can't really hold it in your mouth, which I really don't agree with, but I think they're cool other than that. It could just be because of my adult mouth, but whatever. Toblerone, I don't know, man. I don't really get it. It's just chocolate. Like, it's an interesting shape. I will say that. This is the only triangular chocolate that you will ever find. Mamba, I don't know. I don't know about this one. I've probably, like, to me, it's like now and laters. So I'll stick them next to now and laters. I don't remember much about them, which is why I'm having a hard time ranking them, but yeah. Smarties, just straight up sugar. Sorry, dude, but I'm not really feeling great about eating these. Where are the Skittles at? I gotta put them next to the Skittles. Where did I put the Skittles? Oh, I put the Skittles in A? Nah, I don't know. It's literally just sugar, dude. Same with the freaking Smarties. I'll put them both in B. Let's see. Starburst, by the way, if you are listening, I will be telling you my ranking for all of these guys at the end. Starbursts, I don't know. They're a low tier thing. I don't really get Starbursts. They're kind of like Mamba, but actually they are kind of like Mamba. Let's move Mamba down to C. And Sugar Daddy, let's just quick rank these last ones. Candy corn, A tier. I just like candy corn. I just think it's a good flavor. I think it's supposed to be like a caramely butterscotch flavor. York peppermint patties, baby. These are going up with Junior Mints. Anything mint chocolate. Definitely an S tier for me. Zero Bar, I've had these before. They suck. Trash. Sugar Daddy, isn't this literally just a bit of honey? It's kind of annoying sounding, so I'm putting it in B tier. And with that, the tier list part of this podcast is done. Let me just read off to you guys. If you are listening, Caramel Apple Pop is awesome. Jolly Rancher. This is all S tier, by the way. Got Lemon Heads and Whoppers and M&Ms in S tier. Peanut M&Ms, not regular. Fun Dip Butterfingers, Milk Duds, Twix, Double Bubble, Kit Kat, Haribo Gold Bears, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, Sweet Tarts, Wonka Runts, Good and Plenty, Mike and Ike's, Junior Mints, York Peppermint Patty, Get the Sensation, Andy's Mints, Warheads Extreme Sour, Tootsie Pops, Payday, Almond Joy, Sour Patch, Jolly Ranchers, and Caramel Apple Lollipops are my S tier. For A tier, we have Milky Way, Snickers, Mr. Goodbar, 100 Grand, Three Musketeers, Heath, Airheads, Swedish Fish, Bit O' Honey, Dots, M&M's, Werther's Original, Ring Pop, and Candy Corn. And in B tier, which is I will probably get around to these at some point, in my candy feast of November. These weird strawberry candies, Skittles, Smarties, Sugar Daddy, Blow Pops, multicolored Tootsie Rolls, Babe Ruth, Now and Laters, Toblerone, Crunch Bar, Hershey's, Hershey Kiss, Hershey Cookies and Cream, and Laffy Taffy, banana specifically. Now C tier, these are the ones I'm not as much of a fan of. We got Reese's Pieces, Necco Wafers, Marshmallow Chocolate, Hot Tamales, Mamba, Starburst, and Tootsie Rolls. And ones that I will be throwing out immediately upon getting, Pixie Sticks, Nerds, Twizzlers, gum, toothbrush, individually packaged gumballs and stuff, or fireballs, and Zero Bars. And these aren't Halloween candies. This is an apple, and this is Gushers, and this is Raisinets, and this is Fruit Roll-Ups. Okay, that part of the video is done. Let me know if you guys want like a more extensive breakdown of that in the future. I was gonna do a whole video on that tier list at first, but I decided not to. We're an hour into this podcast, guys. We can put together this freaking costume. We got it. Let me just pull up my picture of Goku here. So the pants we do not need to adjust at all. So the pants, we can just go ahead and put that up there. Blue shirt. I don't know about blue shirt. I'm thinking cut the blue shirt before, like, so we have, okay. For those who are listening, the way that Goku's shirt is situated is he has a blue shirt underneath and a red, like, tank top over top. It's a gi. And I think what we're going to have to do is cut after the shoulder for the blue shirt underneath, and then we're going to cut before the shoulder for the orange shirt on top. So, good thing I have two blue shirts. I'm probably going to have to cut both of them up. Nah, I think I could probably get away with just cutting strips off of the bottom of this one. It could work. So, yeah, and while I'm working on this costume, we'll get into some more topics. Let me just check what we have. So, circus peanuts and candy corn. That's a Halloween topic for you guys. they're very controversial, but I don't know what it was or why, but I always had access to circus peanuts growing up and circus penis. And I'm sure that some of you out there, like me, maybe didn't eat candy corn growing up all the time, but you had those pumpkins. Those freaking pumpkins are, you know what I'm talking about? I can't really put a picture on screen, but I just want to say that those things are the bomb, and that's one thing that when I go home around the Halloween season, my parents always have. And honestly, I should have said that candy corn was a candy that I'd buy, because those pumpkins, man, they are just iconic. They're made out of candy corn material. They have a cute little, green stem on them. And yeah, I know people like to get online and get all passionate about things that they really don't have that deep of an opinion about, but, yeah, I don't really know, dude. I don't think it's that deep. I hope I didn't just screw this up. Oh, and then these we're going to use as the armbands. So, again, for those of you who are listening and not watching, Goku has blue wristbands. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the detached sleeves and I'm going to roll them into, armbands. Yeah. Can I just double them over? Can I just do that? I can! Yeah, so I literally can just take the t-shirt and just double it over and wrap it around my wrist. So that's already that done. Dude, this looks great. This is going to be so cool, guys. What other kinds of topics do I have on here? Oh, I know what we can talk about. So recently, sorry, I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking at the not camera. So recently, me and Bryn have been watching some Halloween movies, and let me just say, people are pretty hard on Hotel Transylvania, man. That movie is actually really, really good. It's pretty funny. It's not outstanding, Oscar nomination performances, but, Adam Sandler, once you get past the first couple minutes, he does a pretty good job as Drac. And I don't know. I just think, the animation and the goofiness, I don't know. I was gonna do a whole video on this, but I ended up just throwing it in the pod. But it has a really unique animation style, and I have not heard enough people really talk about it. The way that it works is it seems kind of basic because the characters lock their feet in position and their bodies move around, and there's that meme of them all circling around. But I don't know. I mean, sorry, I just smacked the microphone. I'm sure you guys loved that. I don't know. I think that that's funny, and the way that it's actually executed in the movie, it's done really well. So I did just want to say, Hotel Transylvania, guys, definitely go give that a watch if you haven't this season. It's a great time. Trying to find any other freaking things to talk about Halloween related. I don't know. I can start talking about some other Halloween movies that I've seen. We watched Gremlins. Gremlins is a goofy movie. Actually, you know what? No, I have a few more things to say about Hotel Transylvania. It does get pretty cringe towards the end. Not gonna lie. That I should have probably said that before I started speaking its praises. But towards the end of the movie, man, it just gets pretty bad. A lot of the drama with the daughter and Jonathan, it seems very forced, and I don't know, man. I think they could have done a little bit better, making that feel more seamful instead of seamless, I guess. Also, the singing and dancing and stuff, I'm not, like I said in some previous reviews, I'm not as big of a fan of the singing and dancing numbers at the end of the movie that the freaking kids movies are all obsessed with. I'm absolutely destroying this shirt, by the way. I'm not sure if this is even gonna get completed by the end of this pod, but I'm gonna try. Sure as hell gonna try. So let's see if this Gildan shirt is gonna hold up. Sorry, what were we saying? Gremlins. I've never seen Gremlins before, but let me just say too, that movie is honestly kind of terrifying. If you've never seen Gremlins before and you're watching that for the first time, like I was, Like, that movie can get kind of scary. Like, the way that the gremlins are birthed out of the back of the freaking, like, mother-father gremlin. Like, I don't know, dude. There's something a little bit sus about that. Don't know, dude. Okay. I don't really know what else to talk about, guys. So I'm just going to quick stop this and pick up the recording when I'm done with the costume and putting it all together, because it's really taken quite a bit to get it set up. Actually, all I have to really do is cut this shirt. So I'll see you guys in, what, like a few minutes? I'll let you know. And I'll sign off the pod. So, yeah. Alright, guys, that's pretty much it for this podcast. If you want to see what my costume looks like, go check out my Instagram or check out the video version of this podcast on my main channel. Thanks, everybody, for listening. This has been episode 3 of the Luke Wilson TV podcast. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.